Let's get started. Why don't we do a roll call after? Can you start with us?
Here, Carrie Bosworth, Field Charter Township.
John Youngman, Fillmore.
Lane Massoud, MDOT statewide planning.
Tyler Ken, MDOT Granby.
Mike Sabatino, Port Shelton Township.
Steve Bergenberg, Lake Trammell.
Sorry.
Jason Latham, the Macc.
Nathan Bach, City of Holland.
Steve Spoolhoff, Park Township.
Russ Deslan, Charter Township. Dowling Nice, Howell Township.
Kate Ridley, Macc Transit.
Jim Story at large. Larry Brown, Allen County Road Commission.
Judy Fisher, resident.
Eric Baxter at the Macc. Alec Miller at the Macc.
Shannon Briggs, the Macc.
Great, thank you. We've got a quorum. Let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Next is introduction and approval of the minutes of last meeting. Any corrections, any changes on the minutes? All right, look for a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Got moved by Story and support by Brown. One of the two of you? Second it. All right, there we go. Any discussion? Seeing none? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Any changes, amendments to the agenda? All right, be looking then for a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Moved by Spoolhoff. Do we have support? Support by Ringling. And any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Okay, public comment. Is there any member of the public who would like to address the Macc, Judy?
I'm glad to see that Shannon is keeping you all in line. Very good.
Thank you. And thank you. Ooh, all right. And thank you for staying within the 5-minute limit. All right. Jason, I'm going to turn it over for you. Transportation program.
Yep, transportation program. We're going to start with tip amendments. Alec, we'll let you get rolling with that.
So the tip amendments, hard to see, so let's go to the next one. This is a quick overview. Also, by the way, we did not have quorum at the TAC meeting, so these have not been TAC approved. We're still, the policy is allowed to approve them. Just want to let you know that the TAC will go through it, but as you can see, they're very standard. And they're all MDOT jobs, so it's not important anyway. So the first one is a construction phase budget increase, and then the second one, budget decrease. That's a region-wide signage, and they're no longer including overhead signage in that. And then the bottom two are new multi-MPO with region-wide painting and striping. Don't know if Tyler or Lane have any more to add.
Oh, you pretty much nailed it. Just kind of the basic stuff. When we get towards the end of the fiscal year, we try to use some of the bid savings and August redistribution, try to plug up the holes before let's take away the fiscal year dollars. So that's essentially what this is. I can try to answer any question. Anybody's got anything for them?
I'm just curious, what dollar amounts, what are we talking about? I mean, I know it's on the other sheet, but when you shuffle that, is there a limit how much you can shuffle from one program to the next? I mean, you're talking about 5-figure, 6-figure, shuffles? Or?
Statewide is probably a higher number than region-wide. Okay. You have to remember with MDOT, we have 7 regions, so we try to program at a region level. So, like our side of the state's 13 counties. And that's just kind of based on the estimate at the time of where we need to restripe. And it's based on lane miles for the most part. So that's essentially what we're looking at with this. And this is multi-MPO, which means even though you guys approve it, there's still a couple other entities that need to approve this as well before it's officially sent through.
Any comments, questions about this? If not, ask for a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Russ.
And John, yeah. All right, any further discussion? All in favor, respond by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, post same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Good, thank you. That's all you get from me today.
All right, we got our PASER results. There's been a lot of driving, windshield surveys.
been doing a lot. So, PASER ratings, for whoever doesn't know, stands for Pavement Surface Evaluation and Rating. So these are done annually by the Macc. We receive MDOT funding to do this every year. And we are only rating our federal aid roads. So these would be busier roads, is what I would pretty much chalk them up to. So usually it's myself, someone from MDOT driving us around in a van. Sometimes he's a little crazy, but we always get it done. And then someone from the road owning agency. So whether that's Allegan County, Ottawa County, City of Holland, or so they are assigned a 1 through 10 rating, meaning fail to excellent. And we do use the visual inspection to evaluate the condition. It's not scientific. It's just, you know, we all shout out numbers pretty much based on criteria that's been set forth. So that's a little background on PASER. It is broken down into good, fair, poor. This is the state of Michigan uses this as well as other states around the country for the pavement surface evaluation. So we do 350 miles of federal aid eligible roads. We also did all the Zeeland local roads this year on request. And then we have to coordinate with Allegan County, Ottawa County, Holland, City of Zeeland, and MDOT to do this. And the past 5 years are on our website as well. So real quick, I won't dive too much into this, but again, this is on our website if you want more information. But pretty much 43% were good, 29% were fair, and 28% were poor in the area. So the big thing I saw this year was the freeways are looking really good throughout our area. So kudos to MDOT for taking care of those. So the pavement's holding up well there. And yeah, again, all these results are on the website. It's looking about the same in the past 5 years. I mean, not a whole lot of jumping around too much, but I did want to point out a few. So we didn't have any roads that were rated a 1, which is great. Some roads that were rated 2 here would be 17th Street from College to Columbia in Holland, Central Avenue from State Church in Zeeland, Fairview from Maine to Chicago Drive in Zeeland, and Butternut. I know they're redoing some of this right now. And then Port Sheldon Street between the railroad tracks and 31. That's a small little segment. Also, some 3s that should really be on the radar, and a lot of these are on plans for the road owning agencies, so we just wanted to point them out. So Douglas from Van Dyke to Division, Ottawa Beach 160th to 152nd, 120th from New Holland to Riley, Quincy from Halsey to 120th, 16th from Waverly to Country Club, Chicago Drive 112th to the Zeeland city limits, 58th Street, which is south of Blue Star Highway to 136th, 56th and Lincoln in Holland, Washington Avenue, 40th Street, 243rd. My favorite, 32nd Street. They just did a lot of work on that, so they did some great pavement there. 112 from James to the Holland city limits, and Riley from Butternut to 136. So any questions on PASER ratings? It's a lot of fun. I do enjoy doing it. We have a good group of guys that go with us. So guys and gals. Next up, traffic counts. So these were done in April and May of this year. We did not do them around tulip time. We actually left about a feet gap on each side for traffic counts. So for these, the locations are solicited from our members. They are 2 counts conducted by BLZ this year. Sometimes it's AECom or other contractors that win the bid. But this is something we also get money from MDOT for every year. So we're looking at speed, volume, classification, and then volume is measured in average annual daily traffic, or AADT. Results were sent to the members, and counts are also available on our website. Some may be hard for you guys to see, but pretty much the big winner was River North of Pine, right before the bridge, the Unity Bridge, about 30,000 cars a day. So it's busy, and anyone who travels that, anecdotally, it is busy there. So generally, I think we classify anything over 50,000 would be extremely busy, and the only place in Collins where you're going to see that is 31 between Lakewood and James. That's the busiest stretch of road there. We do not count on MDOT roads, but they have that on their website. But really, anything over 10,000 cars a day is going to be higher volume.
So, do you have this on the website?
This is on the website.
Okay.
Yeah. So I could send out this precise slide, but yeah, you can go on the website. There's a map on there, and you can just click around and see traffic counts. So I think we have 7 years of those now.
Okay.
Have you seen trends over that 7 years of particular intersections that have risen steadily that we should be looking out for the next 10 years?
Yes. And again, this is a tough one because like if they always count on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then they have calculations that will parse out the data on an annual basis. So if they count on 2 out of 3 rainy days and there's not as much traffic, they do fluctuate over time. But the ones in the green are locations that we have data on already. So I kind of highlighted those, and I cannot see those up there, but maybe you guys can. Yeah. But I can send this out to you guys. I would say generally, maybe more suburban areas are getting more traffic that didn't used to have traffic. So maybe new development would do that. So.
And do you have the traffic accident data?
We do.
That
You guys want me to
overlay
present on that?
that would overlay with this? Because we just had the road commission in and they gave us traffic data and I said, do you have the traffic count?
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of accidents and intersections, but I kind of in my head know which ones are the heavy traffic areas, but I'd like to know what the percentage is compared to other intersections and stuff. So
Yeah, and in our safety action plan, that does show our high injury intersections as well as high injury segments too. So we have, we broke it out by township too. So we had all those by township, which I can resend that out because it's nice to have that data just so you know where those locations are, and then certainly overlaying it with the traffic counts. So in the green, what you have highlighted, those
green
are
would be
an increase in traffic, increase in traffic since the last count.
Yes.
And then yellow, there's actually a decrease in traffic since the last count. So that's what's
They don't
going
have
on.
anything, we don't have records of those. But Allegan County and Ottawa County have very robust traffic count programs. So this is only the Macc program, and we usually skew more towards Holland and Zeeland because they do not do their own traffic counts. So we kind of help them out just because Ottawa County is pretty robust.
So maybe I'll come in and visit you sometime. We can look
What's
at
that?
I'll come in and visit you sometime. We can look at some of that specific data. Just
Absolutely.
because out of the county, unfortunately, our township had like 7 out of the top 10 accident locations. So
Can I add on here as well? I appreciate you doing the highlighting lower traffic and higher traffic volume and not doing this during tulip time.
Yes.
One thing that I have noted, and I have constituents call me, is during spring break, we've had traffic counts done during spring break time. And so the traffic counter goes out the day after half of the town, or it feels like 2/3 of the town leaves. And so we're getting some skewed data on that. So just for next year, we can just be cognizant of the local spring breaks when we do these. And have that noted because we've got a lot of residents that are watching for that. And I appreciate you not doing this during tulip time, so we don't skew the data, but I feel that we missed some of the traffic counts because it was done during spring break. I don't believe it was yours, but just.
Okay. No, that's a really good point.
Yeah, right now we're just filling in gaps requests, we get 55 locations a year. So if we don't get enough requests, then I can just go in and kind of map everything out, see where we haven't had counts before. So I like to get one per mile at least, but that's a lot of mileage, and that would take probably 10 years to do that kind of count. But
Do we ever do them in wintertime?
we do not.
The traffic poses do not hold up well with underlays kind of.
Yeah.
I got it. We don't have like digital things? I think
Statewide, we have what's called permanent traffic recorders, kind of throughout the state on freeways or on some major non-freeway systems. I have to see where the closest one is to Holland, but we use those and kind of aggregate them up at the state level just to understand the percent difference between summer, spring, fall, and winter time. And as you can all probably expect, winter time's a lot less than the summertime. And so that's why we try to aim for traffic counts in the spring or fall on the weekdays and when school's in session, which I believe there's a lot of schools in session now. So.
But yeah, if you guys want a crash presentation, I can totally do that one of these months coming up. So we can see some trends and see where they are. And we really want to see fatal and serious injury crashes. Serious injury, if you leave in an ambulance, that's pretty much what that is. It's incapacitating. So
Yeah, we can find that permanent traffic counter, and we can kind of go over the last 5 years just to see what it is, so people can see pre-COVID maybe even, and post-COVID. That's something we could do. All right.
any other questions on traffic counts?
Very good. All right. Well,
Yes.
thanks, Eric. Appreciate it. Now we're going to jump to comments by MDOT.
Or do you got one?
I don't really have anything. I can just introduce myself a little bit. So I originally started in transportation and public transportation. I worked there for several years and then went to the Office of Passenger Transportation after working for some bus agencies. And then I went to environmental at MDOT, so I have some like NEPA experience, and now I'm here. So I do have some experience with like TIP and planning from my transit years, but I'm looking forward to learning more, so
Well, welcome.
thank you.
Thanks for coming. Yeah, nice to have you.
Oh, good. I appreciate it. And Lane, I think I've known you since you were in Jackson
Yeah.
for a while, and a whole bunch of different
We
roles. So it's good to
have
see you
been
again.
Bumping into each
Yeah. So I got a few updates here, trying to monopolize the meeting, but covering for a few different folks here. I'll work backwards from construction. I'm sure we're all aware of the sinkhole situation. The new lining is in. We're going to continue to monitor that work, and see how that holds up for the next 3 to 5 years. There's not a program project for that, but we're just going to keep watching that and making sure that it doesn't reemerge again. There will also be work on Adams Street over I-196 later this fall. This is kind of heavy maintenance work. And also another thing that we're aware of is just a large increase of traffic on US 31 on the east side of the city of Holland here, and that's probably because of a lot of local road work that's going on, and just school's back in session and things kind of getting back up here into the fall, so it's just kind of busy. We're aware of it. We're monitoring that and trying to adjust signal timing and other things as needed. Then working our way to just kind of planning in general. The MDOT 5-year transportation program the draft 5-year transportation program is out for public comment. I can send Jason or his team a link and you can share that with folks here. But that's just a listing of our programs, of our jobs out over the next 5 years. There's a few in the Macc, and if folks want to provide comments or want to talk about opportunities to partner with MDOT or anything, feel free to reach out to me or to TSC or through Elaine or anyone else, and we can discuss further. A couple more things. The state long range plan. It's a draft state long range plan. It's just a little refresh of it. That is open for public comment. A lot of things are open for public comment, and if folks want to take a look at that and provide any feedback, that'd be great. I know there's a lot of long-term growth needs here in this area, so feel free to provide that wherever you feel appropriate. And another link I can send to you, Jason.
Yeah, that'd be good. Having that, just like we do our long-range plan here locally, MDOT does it as well. So it's nice, if you guys have a few minutes, we can share the link, if you can jump on and just comment on some of the stuff that MDOT's looking at in the big picture. I think that helps.
It's not project specific, it's just a little broader, but you know, if there's, every part of the state has different needs. This area has been growing and probably will grow. So there's a lot of those things to consider versus other parts of the state. My last update, just for folks to be aware, the west side here, they call it the Grand Region Non-Motorized Plan, which, you know, it's kind of misleading. It says MDOT in the name, but it's not necessarily MDOT's plan. We're updating that document. It's been about 10 years. I think, Eric, you're on that group, right, if I recall. And it's just basically taking all the local plans, regional plans, putting them together, stitching them together, and just trying to find overlaps on priorities, needs, and long-term strategies. But we will be planning to kind of do some in-person engagement here this fall, so we'll probably be around the Holland area. We're kind of looking for a location. We'll kind of call that a pop-up event. We'll kind of tag on to an existing event and then have some opportunities just to engage with folks or communities, things like that. So more to come on that, and once I get that kind of finalized, there'll be a press release and some information to share there. So got through a lot at everyone here. I don't know if any questions or anything that's come up or anything I talked about I tried to answer today. Clear as mud.
Any more questions for Emma? Well, thanks, Tyler.
Tyler, just a question on the last one, you talked, non-motorized plan update. Is it more about the physical asset of the actual paths, or you're talking about actual operation of e-bikes, class 1, 2, 3, 4, that type of stuff?
So it's all
okay. Both.
Really, we're looking at what are all the local agency plans, combining those and seeing where are the priorities for regional connections. But as part of this plan update, we want to have a little bit of resource for the different e-bikes and things that are out there, because it's a, you know, it's a new form of mobility that wasn't quite prevalent 10 years ago. It might have been there, but I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, right, I guess so. Yeah, we had mopeds. And, you know, depending on where you are in this region, you have a little bit of that. You have Amish, that's another big one that we're trying to focus in on, kind of the east side of our region here, like Macc County in particular, Nuevo County, because unfortunately there's been some pretty serious crashes with those types of users, and it does not turn out well. And we're also looking at just kind of other emerging needs that are out there. We have a lot of our system in play, but how do they interact locally to those larger regional systems? That seems to be kind of the emerging themes, and it might be putting the cart before the horse here, but that's sort of what we're looking at and trying to get feedback on. Over the last 3 months or so, we've kind of met with individual stakeholders, including the Macc, on just kind of what are those higher level needs and observations that are out there. So, yeah.
I've got a question, I don't know if you're the right person to ask.
You can give it a shot.
What about flock cameras?
I am not the right person. All we do is, through any other permitting process, if they go through the permit process and they meet all the rules, people can install them. I do not have the authority to say yes or no or enforce from that.
So that's federal, right?
I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's any law enforcement agency has the ability to do so. But as long as they go through the permit process, and they meet all the requirements, they're allowed to do it, whether it's.
Yeah, I got a real nice response from Alabama Sheriff Board when I asked them some questions. We got some Dutch citizens in our township. They're very nervous about that.
Good.
And quite frankly, I haven't seen anything that I would say. I think it's a useful tool, and, but I won't bother you anymore with it because
I have no say in that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Can I ask further on the Adams Street work that you're going to do on the bypass there? Is there going to be road closures or?
I can get more information. There's probably going to be like single lane closures. We don't quite have that queued up in our schedule, but sometime this fall, it's just, I don't want to say it's just maintenance, but when it's maintenance activities like that for the bridge to kind of keep it in a state of good repair until we can get a bigger project, is usually not as intensive as closing the whole interchange, for example. There might be short-term closures and things like that. But we
Okay, I
can
just
get
need
that.
to make sure that our fire department is apprised on that information. Thank you.
I can pass that along. Thank you.
Very good. Thanks, everybody. Any other questions? Tyler's in the hot seat? All right. Well, then we'll jump, not too much more to go. I know a few people have to leave early, and I think we're gonna definitely get out of here early. On the administrative side, the financial report, if you'll notice, we're just about 100%, well, we are 100% expended on our MDOT grant funding, which is really good. Because that funding, if we don't spend it, it goes away. We can't bank it or save it for a rainy day. So we've been busy this year, so that's good news. I will say the MDOT data collection, you can see that we've only spent $1,000 of that, but the traffic counts that you just saw, I approved that bill last week, so that will be 100% expended as well. And I'll be working with Chris over the next few weeks to make sure everything's in order in September. If there's any amendment needed before the fiscal year end, you will hear about that next month. But things look pretty good right now. Next up is the exec committee meeting, and really there's not anything new here. I am working on my performance review materials, which I'll get to exec committee here in about a week and go over it with them. And then you guys will hear about that next month. Still talking to MDOT and the MyFast program. That's the Michigan Innovative Finance Asset Scan. That's the list of big projects that MDOT has. I think it's 13 right now. Is that right? 13 projects. Statewide, they're all several $billion, and they're so big that it's hard to even talk about MDOT's program. They're like the 800-pound gorilla in the room. So MDOT said, well, let's set those off to the side. Let's kind of do a analysis of those, find out other ways to finance those types of projects, and then we can talk about maintaining all of the roads that are owned by MDOT in the state, and kind of in a separate context. The nice thing is, I updated you guys just over a month ago. MDOT's willing to kind of have a supplemental list, and US 31 and Business Route 196. We looked at those projects in our safety action plan, and those are high injury corridors. And looking at the growth that we're potentially going to have over the next 20 years, we need to do major improvements on those roads, which I do think would be in the $1 billion category. So I kind of requested that those segments of roads be put on that MyFast list as well. So
MyFast isn't happening, by the way.
yeah, exactly. It is, yeah, MyFast. It'll probably be slow, but we got to get it on the list so you can actually look at it and understand what the problem is.
Just so people are aware.
And we didn't have a quorum at last TAC meeting, so we actually didn't talk about our intersection inventory analysis. But that you guys did send it back to the TAC to talk about. So more to come on that after our next meeting. Other than that, cost of living was approved by exec committee for Macc staff, and that's all I have on the exec side. Any questions or comments for me? Because then we can jump right into member comments, and we always start with the host.
Just too many things to say. No, I don't really have a lot of things, so on Mondays I'm here solo, so
It's quiet.
yeah, fill everything in, so supervisor, clerk, treasurer, assessor.
Security.
Steve Ringelberg knows about that.
All right. Well, you want to go? We'll go with Carrie next.
Okay, so Carrie Boston here. We do have an interim manager. We have Howard Fink that's starting, getting off to a fast start, so we appreciate that. You will have a new elected representative. I did not make it through the primaries. We are still working on our master plan. So I appreciate Macc's involvement on that. And Adams Street bike path the bridges are pretty much done. The bike path is still getting some more work done, and then paving will continue here the end of August through hopefully before the September is done, we should have all the paving done on Adams Street by Macc.
Great, thanks.
Our paving program is coming along. We're way ahead of schedule on that. Thank goodness all these big rainstorms have been going through Indiana and Ohio and north of us and missed us. So we don't have any corn that we're invested in. So for the roads, it's been good that these big storms have missed us.
At the August 15th Aviation Day Wins the Mercy event at West Michigan Regional Airport, they had really good attendance, served over 600 pancake breakfasts, 80 Young Eagle flights, which is of course the teenagers flying them, and the C-47, which is the military version of the DC-3. They had 4 full flights, which means they had probably about 10 to 15 people on to do kind of air tourism of the area. And then they had 200 runners participate in the runway run. So it was a very nicely attended event at our airport.
We have a couple different RFPs that are out right now. We're waiting on responses and or reviewing them, including a countywide feasibility study. We have another one for vehicles out there. And then right now I'm just working on the budget.
Well, the intersection of Port Sheldon and 120th in our township roundabout has been opened. And for our little community, it's probably the biggest thing that's happened there in 2 decades. So, I did get some information that I thought was helpful from the Iowa County Road Commission. 82% of the cost of that was covered by federal aid, and 18% was covered by the Road Commission. We've got multiple calls to our township office of waste of money and how much did we spend. So that was good information that we can share with our citizens. And then just a comment, probably isn't the right place, but early voting, I sure wish we could change that. We had 91 people that came in 9 days. The first day there was 2, second day there was 4. Really not financially smart at all. And just a comment.
Construction-wise, probably the bearer of bad news, but the intersection at 120th and Douglas is going to be closed until Labor Day.
Oof.
I know, that's what I said.
Wow.
I said I was hoping sometime in August at least.
Yeah.
And Labor Day so late, it's like, actually, so it's like the middle of September is what you're telling us. But, and then beside that, you really can't get to our township hall now because we've got 120th Waverly is torn up all the way to James as well. So you have to know the back roads to get in. A couple big events. I went to a drone racing show at Helder Park over the weekend. So the Grand Rapids chapter of drone racers wanted to do a demo in our area, and just so that local drone people could come out and watch, see what goes on. And they really want to kind of have a big regional event out here. But it was fun. It was a little windy, but those drones are quick.
Yeah.
They're looping all over, up and down, around gates and everything, and it was pretty cool. This weekend, if you're in the area, you're going to have lots of visitors coming in for soccer. I think West Ottawa's soccer fields, 2 of our park soccer fields. I don't know if there's any other ones, but I don't know the name of what it's a regional event for, if it's the club teams or what. But your restaurants and your roads and everything, gas stations will be busy with soccer people if you see kids in uniform. Otherwise, yeah, and Josh Engelston is starting his day at Charter Township today. And so the transition happens from now till Labor Day. He's got a mind meld with Steve Boltice to get all that information out for what happens in our township. Same stuff.
I would echo Al's comment about the early election. We had 350 Park Township voters over 9 days. Now, we have a 19,000 person residential deal, and yes, we partnered with Howland Township. We appreciate the partnership, but a lot of staffing and really inefficient use. The cost per vote is way too high. So no, I would echo your frustration with that. We started construction today on a new $2.5 million parking lot and bathroom structure at the airport. So that's arguably one of the largest projects we've got going in the township for quite some time. So that's pretty exciting. Although I did hop into the deep end of the pool, so to speak, at the West Ottawa pool on 152nd, and it is massive. To put it in perspective, at the Holland Aquatic Center, the normal width you swim is 25 meters. This pool is double that, 50 meters wide, and the long course would be 150 meters long. I mean, you just can't quite understand how big this pool is, and it's be able to seat 2,500 folks. So they mentioned that it's more significant than the University of Michigan's pool. It's just mind-blowing. So they're going to fill it 3 times. Test, fill. It's going to take them 6 months to put the tile on the pool. 6 months. And so, but you get a lot for $60 million. So,
Good.
Anyway, I might have just shown my colors there for a moment. Sorry. I'm excited. I'm very proud of our fire team, and if there's any interest of other municipalities of hosting our water safety team, they do teach water safety courses, and they continually fill up. And but if you were to say, hey, I'd like to host water safety education at your municipality, please inquire with our chief. I'm very proud of that. I mean, we can't do enough of that. A lot of folks buy a boat and they don't know the rules of the road. But here's an opportunity for you to share that, and our guys do a very nice job in training.
You good? All right. Bike park opened up about a little over a week ago, so if you get a chance to go just across the bridge on the north side, yes, the city of Holland does have one piece of property on the north side of River, and if you want to avoid those high traffic counts on River Avenue, you can actually park at the ice park and ride your bike to the bike park and never have to cross the road. They've designed it that way really well. On the 17th of this month, we're going to be having a celebration at the ice park for the completion of our Holland City Fiber broadband project. We've got all of the infrastructure in. There are still a lot of customers that have to get hooked up yet, and response has been really, really good. I know I've said this before, but we get regular customers get 2 gigabit synchronous service up and down for $45 a month with no contract, or you can get 10 gigabits for I think $120 a month. And I don't know who in the world would ever need that much speed and bandwidth, but they do. And we priced it out originally at a 51% take rate, meaning 51% of the public would subscribe to it. And our numbers are showing to be a lot higher than that, which means costs are likely going to be coming down, which you don't see with any of the normal providers because ours is a nonprofit system. And then another exciting thing, Alec has just been hired onto the City of Holland as a basketball coach. He just told me on the way in for our rec program, and he was very excited to hear that City Council voted to allow the issuance of bonds for our new rec center, which will be going in right near Hope College's football stadium, very different than Holland Township's rec center. Ours is designed purely for our recreation program. It's not going to be a fitness center. You're not going to have a membership and go in to do those types of things. Our rec department currently begs, borrows, and steals at 13 different locations around the city of Holland, between schools and other gyms and other sites. And that has just been a logistical nightmare for our team, and especially for families. that if there has to be a cancellation, they don't necessarily know where it is that they're going to go. So we're going to have one home for all of that stuff, and you can go and you can visit Alec and watch him when he's coaching basketball there. So that's all I got.
Nice, Mike.
Port Shelby Township, couple things, our voter turnout again, that needs to be fixed. We had 186 early vote of our 9 days, but still. And then in the way of roads, we've got the City of Wyoming's third transmission main now turning down 164th. So I have another set of residents, in contact with the office now, which is fine. Yeah, it's good. It's good. No, they've been very proactive this round, and so the KNR's been really good about that. And so far doing good on the project. So we're hoping to have that back open by the 31st of November is what they're stopping paper without any issues in between. And then our board just approved finally some bike path repairs. Had to push back to 2 meetings, but we finally got it through. And so now I'm getting the rest of my bike path repairs done for the season before we wrap up for the season. And and they are in favor of doing some larger projects, which I've been pushing for several years, and now they're kind of getting the idea to do that. So yeah, so that's about it.
Not much.
All right, then I think we're all good here. No other business? Unless anybody has anything to the order? All right, well then, next meeting is September 28th. And do we have a location for that? Okay, all right. Oh, there's some back. It's a surprise. All right, that's a wrap. Looking to adjourn, thank you.
Thank you.